Hello and welcome back to Pause the Vows. This is episode 25 and our fifth commitment ceremony.
Yes, and I think this is where the show starts to become dull because you have six couples left and there isn't anything going much. It's the silly pettiness here and there, and
Yeah, just overall for the season, and I haven't watched every season, so I could well be wrong. But I feel like this season has had the most people walk out of the show during commitment ceremonies ever because we've had three in the space of 3, 4 weeks. No, yeah, three, I think.
it was first Steven.
Yeah, Stephen, Tyson, Juliet. I think Gia's gone back to the apartment. I don't think she's left the
Yeah,
experiment.
yeah, she hasn't left that.
Yeah, she's not gonna quit like that. I don't. Brooke.
Brooke, yeah,
Yeah.
and out of all the ones that have walked out, only my boy Tyson was actually right to walk out.
Okay, if you say so. They all had their reasons, and rightly or wrongly, they
I
both so.
mean, Tyson was getting such a bad negative way. Like, it's almost this man cannot have an opinion even if he does say nothing. Others will put words into it. This man is not supposed to have views unless you have these politically correct views.
That's
You
okay.
are not allowed to exist. And this man did nothing. If you see other people, they have gaslighted others, they have humiliated, dehumanized, a lot of things. This man had views.
Okay, that's fine. He's gone, so it's kind of irrelevant now. Let's move
Yes.
on. Where shall we start?
Let's start with Gia. I think Gia was butt hurt from the last dinner party, and
Why?
because she wanted to use what Beck said during the retreat and wanted to turn girls
Yeah.
away from Beck.
Yeah.
But what happened was they went all to Beck, and Gia was it's the same as the before night, the last day of retreat. If you see, Beck was really butthurt because all of the other girls were sitting at one side and having fun while she is alone.
Yeah, I think it's a case of Juliet. I don't know. At the dinner party, Juliet kind of did and didn't throw her under the bus, but she for sure did during the commitment ceremony. She threw her way under the bus and
Yeah.
reversed and went over again. she's. It seems like maybe Juliet got to a point where she realized this isn't working out the way that we discussed and hoped. So maybe she realized that actually she's just being used as a pawn. She's being
Finally.
demoted from Rook.
I think it took a very long, like, Gia was expecting Juliet to have some kind of intelligence, but this woman doesn't have intelligence.
She's a blind follower, that's why.
She's a blind follower, and also like she could have used those screenshots very purposefully how Gia expected her to use it.
Yeah.
But what happened is she kind of gave away all the plan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because she outright said, didn't she, that it was a plan, which made Juliet look worse, and in turn kind of made Gia look worse as well, because Juliet made it clear that it wasn't her that had planned this on her own.
Yeah, and it's only Beck knows about Gia, about the puppeteering, and because Beck was the puppet for a week.
Yeah.
So Beck clocked it. Beck was calling it Juliet puppet and all. But when they talked about the plan and everything,
Mm-hmm.
it just felt like Gia just got ousted and she felt embarrassed and humiliated in that moment.
Oh, yeah, especially after being first or one of the first on the couch and saying, oh no, we're just focusing on us. We're not getting involved in any of that stuff anymore. It's got nothing to do with us. Our relationship is near perfect. We're doing great. We just block out all of that noise. We're not involved now. And it was just made out to be complete lies because she's in the middle holding the strings of the person stirring the pot. She's not even stirring the pot directly. She's like overseeing and giving instruction.
Yeah, Gia is smart, just not as smart as she thinks she is.
Yeah.
Because I understand the concept of Becky is like this commander in chief who will start run into the battlefield herself, and Gia is this strategician.
Statistician.
No, strategician. That's the word.
I don't know
Who
what
does
that is.
strategize? Okay, strategist.
Oh, right. Strategist.
Yeah, who sends other people to fight on her behalf.
Yeah.
And it just, see, Brooke did not give. There were previous times where they owned themselves,
Yeah.
but Juliet, I don't know, it felt like she, yeah, it's one of those things. She's feeling humiliated, she's feeling targeted, she's feeling really held accountable for the previous day evening. Gia didn't come to support for Juliet, and Juliet let it go.
Yeah.
But tonight it just felt like she felt light because Gia said something about Beck saying something about Juliet, which was not a right thing. And then when Juliet said something like that, Gia didn't back her. I think that's what the action. It's not about whether Beck said it or not,
Yeah.
because Julia is capable of lies. We have seen her as the first contestant. Oh, I'm not looking at anything else. All I'm looking at is my relationship and I'm happy. While all she was doing was sending screenshots, getting screenshots printed and everything.
It's quite some planning, though, isn't it, to go and get the screenshots printed out just in case they're to be used. And then she mentioned them, didn't pull them out. Like, we've had screenshots be shown before. It's always interesting.
Yeah, what I liked is Beck really asked where they are from.
Yeah.
That is where everything got unraveled, which is brilliant. Beck has, I don't know, she turned around and what, started nailing Gia to the ground in the last couple of days.
Gia or Juliet or both.
Oh, Gia. I mean, Juliet is just a pawn. Juliet is just not a match for Beck.
Yeah.
But I mean, on the last day of the retreat, Juliet got screwed herself. Like, even the Beck did not say it, the look kind of told everything that needs to be told about. And at the dinner party, she made her feel embarrassing and humiliated by making her apologize again and again.
Yeah, that's true.
And today, it's like Gia coming to the couch and saying, I'm not looking at anything, I'm not saying anything, I'm not hearing anything, only my husband and me.
Yeah.
And she got outed really badly to a
Didn't last
place,
long, did it?
where she had to leave.
I don't know. I think she could have stayed. She just chose not to hack it because she knew she'd be pulled up on it.
I don't think it's being pulled on it or something. I think it's the embarrassment and humiliation she felt,
Yeah.
not anyone else.
Well, her
Like,
excuse was, wasn't it, that she's sick of basically being fired at by everybody. But if you weren't doing all of this shit, then you wouldn't be a target. Clearly,
well, but the thing is, if she doesn't do any of the shit,
she
her,
doesn't get the airtime.
like Elisa, like we don't know what is happening with Elisa and David.
Yeah.
I mean, are they, every time they come before the camera and they talk and we don't see any of.
Yep.
And also she talked about stimulation. It's like the story is becoming more and more. It's nice to say in the first ceremony or second ceremony, I am the calm to the storm. But if it is sixth and seventh ceremony, and if you're just repeating the same dialogue, same,
Yeah. It's just a line, isn't it? Where's the meaning behind it? Like Beck saying to Danny that she loves him. We'll come back to that.
we'll come back to that.
Um, Philip and Stella, yes, they've been kind of like the golden couple since the start, so we can't measure against them. But they're saying I love yous," and like ultimatums, and Sam and Chris have talked about logistics for how things will work after the experiment, and by comparison,
Yeah, and
yeah,
also they're not
they're just
going.
not showing it if it's happening.
Yeah, and also the judges are not pushing for it. They're letting them go.
Yeah,
My kind of idea in the back of my head is, okay, most people come for airtime and fame,
yeah,
but usually one of them will be like honest to them, like, I
yeah.
want airtime, but also something here.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess this being a couple where both are airtime and both are happy to act for, I don't know, 6 7 weeks,
Yeah,
they
well,
are
we're coming up
like,
for 8 weeks now.
yeah, they are like, I think the producers are like, let them stay, because everyone else is fucking walking off.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. But also, like, there's so much drama going on. They don't really have much else that they can focus on. So let it slide a bit longer, and then go right. This is your final week. Where are you up to? Are you making any progress? And they go, no. They'll be like, why? And they crucify them.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'm saying. Like they're letting them stay here because they just need people to fill that.
Yeah.
Sure. I think we are now down to four, five couples.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Sam and Chris, Rachel and Stephen, Beck and Danny, Ursula and David, Philip and Stella, five. And then if Gia doesn't leave the show, we've got six left.
I mean, Gia won't leave the show for
Well, I
anyone.
wouldn't
Like
have thought so,
if
but
even if Scott left, I think Gia would hold on for something.
oh dear. Yeah.
And then,
Okay. So, Philip and Stella surprised me.
well, I'm not
It's the
really that surprised. I think,
No, I mean because it's the first couch session where they've said anything real besides things are great.
yeah, because the bubble has finally burst. Like they said, "I love you" to each other. Like that's where it ends. Like
Yeah.
now the reality of planning because Stella, the queen, and I don't know whatever is in her head. She doesn't want to move to Melbourne, although Philip's family and everything is in Melbourne. Stella
Yeah.
might have two or three friends.
I just I feel like it's an excuse. Like she's got that fear of abandonment. She's scared of things going wrong after she's, fully committed. So I'll put in a hard boundary and if you won't commit to it, then that's my excuse for ending it. You know? I think she's
Yeah,
made
I mean,
I know it's important to her, but I think she's using that and the contraception thing to just be like, no, like if you won't comply with what I feel is right, then it's not meant to be. It's putting barriers in place to make things easier for her if it was to end.
well, I mean, okay, there are insecurities, we can talk about it, but I think it's beyond. I think it's, well, they are not from where they are living in. They met in this experiment. I think they are each fighting their way to get whatever best they can. And I don't see there is anything wrong or not. Stella, I kind of have clocked. She's kind of that woman. She sometimes just says things. She's more masculine than Philip,
Oh
which
God.
is, I don't know, maybe it's a Philip's thing. Like he might sound masculine and all, but he might actually want a masculine woman. And deep
Maybe
inside,
that's why he's got
he's,
that channel, the YouTube channel, and he does all the coaching and inspirational stuff because that makes him look and feel more masculine than reality. Maybe that's him like boosting his own male ego and pride and that kind of thing. Who
yeah, it's
knows?
one of those things. I mean, well, they have just started planning stuff, so I don't really, even though it sounds bad, but I don't know, it's one of those arguments, like
Yeah,
couple arguments, and Stella doesn't hold back, we know that much.
yeah,
Yeah, while it looked a bit ugly, I don't think there is anything in it. It's just they're arguing, planning their future, which is a real thing than Sam and Chris talking about it because they're jumping the gun. Like they're not really, they don't really know enough about each other. They are not lesbians, they're gays, so they should be
what's
different.
the difference? Why are you saying it like, oh, they're not this, they're that, and that makes a difference because
Apparently, stereotypically, I don't know how much of it is true. Lesbians get into a thing really fast, really deep, make all these future plans and everything,
right.
and it gets toxic really fast. That's a stereotypical lesbian thing.
All right, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, they are gay, so they should be more mature and actually spend more time with each other because Sam has very, I mean, Sam seems to have different kind of boundaries from Chris. Like Chris loves drama and dramatic people.
Yeah, you could kind of see that as well at the start because they were basically in a roundabout way talking about who they back, weren't they? And you could see there was a little bit of a divide and like Chris being defensive, like, no, like, I didn't say we have to agree on everything. When Sam said it's okay for us to have a difference in opinion because Sam obviously wants to back Beck and Danny. and Chris wants to be very much with Juliet and Gia. Hopefully that's irrelevant now.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the relevancy of it. I'm talking about
No, it's it's relevant to their relationship because that kind of potential for a divide with them, it's petty, and like if that put a wedge between them in their relationship, like it would be a shame.
all right.
It would be immature.
No, I'm not talking about Juliet as a person. Sometimes you find very awkward ways to find pattern where it's not needed and find pattern where
It wasn't a pattern, it was like a one off.
no, the pattern is Chris is a drama person. Like he likes drama, he likes to get involved in drama
Yeah.
and everything. On the other hand, Sam is like no drama please
And yet
kind of person.
he hangs on the edge of it. Who was going after Beck and Danny and offering support? Sam. Who's around whenever there's something going on? Sam. He's there. He's never in the middle of it, but he's always attached to the edge of it. Interesting.
Probably, but he doesn't get involved in it. So, he doesn't actively get involved in it. On the other hand, we have Chris, who is a complete diva. Like, he is somewhere between Juliet and Gia. I don't know if he will act up or not.
Yeah.
But, it's one of those things. Like, maybe keep your planning a little bit for a couple of, hold the planning for a few. That's
Which
what I would say
which
to
planning?
Sam and
Oh
Chris.
yeah, the how much time we're going to spend in the city versus the farm and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. Chris says he's not a city guy, he's a farm guy and all. It's just that I'm not getting. I couldn't clock because he's not that guy who is loves solitude, isolation, and not the drama. Maybe he got kicked from a city or something.
Okay, maybe. Not impossible, but seems somewhat implausible.
Yeah, it's like maybe there are five people who have restraining orders against him in a city. That's enough to be kicked out of a city. But
Maybe.
and then
Okay.
and then we have Rachel and Steve.
All going good, really?
Not really. It's I think
Overall.
no, it's not. If you haven't clocked it, what is happening is I think when Rachel got really hurt, I think it really took Steve a little back. I mean, he might have supported her in front of TV,
Right.
but I think that's the way he talked about intimacy not being there. He did not say intimacy is halted. He said intimacy is not being. It felt like because Steve is that guy who just blubs out whatever comes out of his mouth,
Yeah.
and Rachel is somebody who just she's a highly sensitive person.
Mm-hmm.
HSP. So it's just it. What must be going through his head is, oh my god, if I'm gonna stay with this woman, should I always think what to say and what not to? Is there something I can do? I think he looked taken back a bit, not too much, but
It's an interesting.
yeah, I mean, when you put cameras on, everybody will say anything. Like Gia and Scott, Gia is talking about how she's falling for him, this, that, and all. While she hasn't even been thinking about him for the last 2, 3 days, at
No.
least during the retreat from the after dinner thing we have seen,
Mm-hmm.
it has been plotting, plotting, plotting.
What with the conversation where she was like, "I'll speak to you when the cameras have gone."
Yeah,
Yeah, I've heard him say. Obviously, after the experiment, I've heard him say that behind closed doors, things were completely different to what we saw. Like she would just go off at him and stuff.
yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. People who have hate outside also have hate inside, and it when there is nobody to hate around, you'll start hating the person that are close. Like it
Yeah,
has to come out.
you end up projecting it elsewhere.
Yeah, it just doesn't matter. Like once you have so much anger, disgust, and hurt in you,
Yeah.
all you need is a target to project. When there is no target, whoever is next to you.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened. And then who did we talk about?
We've still got Beck and Danny,
Beck and Danny,
Juliet and Joel.
Juliet and Joel, Beck and Danny. I don't know. I can understand why Beck said she loves Danny because Danny is a very charismatic personality, and for the last 2 or 3 weeks, Danny has overdone it. Like, show support,
Yeah,
but don't show too much support. Then she will start believing that you care for her, which you absolutely don't. So,
yeah.
yeah, I
He's been
think,
working overtime to sell it, hasn't he?
yeah, and Beck believed it. She even said, I love you,
Yeah.
at which Danny's face did thousand eyebrow.
Oh yeah,
Thousand.
he looked shocked and horrified. And then when she asked, can you envisage me? Can you envisage your life without me? He was fighting for his life to think of something fast enough that he could say that wouldn't say yes and wouldn't say no and wouldn't upset anyone. He didn't do too badly, but you could see it was really really hard work
I mean,
trying to think so fast.
he's Danny. Danny does never does any. He
Well,
never comes out in a bad light.
not if he can help it. No.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. Beck put him on the spot, and Danny, I don't know. It's one of those things. I mean, I
Yeah. I mean, I get being put on the spot in front of other people, but if you're going to have those conversations, the I love you and can you envisage your life without me, even if it was in private, chances are he'd be put on the spot then. No one's going to say, oh, okay, in 2 days' time at exactly 3 o'clock, I'm going to ask you if you envisage your life without, like, is it possible? Like, if someone asks that question, generally speaking, I would think it's an out of the blue question. Puts you on the spot. You've probably not really considered it or thought you're going to be asked it in advance.
yeah, and
It's giving him an
no,
excuse.
no. See, the thing is, Beck is this type of personality. She talks to think.
Yeah.
People say, think before you talk.
I know. My point wasn't about Beck
Back, yeah, Danny. I mean, if
or
it's
Danny.
private,
It wasn't about Beck or Danny. It was about people saying, oh, we've put you on the spot there. Well, no, not really, because that would have happened regardless. It doesn't matter where or when or who. Someone's going to spot, and it's a surprise question. So,
yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, yeah, it's just. I think Danny will start slowly pulling back because he must have realized that he gave the. I mean, it's not Beck said I love you because she's in clouds or La La Land or something. He made her feel like that. He overworked.
yeah,
Yeah, he has done overtime and he has to take some blame for.
I guess.
Yeah, his
And
face
then,
made expressions, and then let's come to Juliet and Joel.
okay, so she was really putting the firing line on Gia's behalf, for sure. We can't doubt that at all. I just think once she'd stormed out, I know she's a hothead, but I feel like if she ever did like him, it was hidden. Like, I can't work her out because obviously, for the first part, she was nice, and then all of a sudden, she was horrendous to him, and then she was nice, and then she walked out and then turned on him. So, was liking him at all completely fake?
I don't think she ever liked him.
So, in that case, she walked out and he was like, "What's going on?" Trying to support her, see how she is, and encourage her to come back. And she just showed her true self, calling him a dog and a pig, and "Don't touch me, leave me alone," blah blah blah. I'm going back to Melbourne. She was just being herself.
Yeah, I mean,
I just felt really bad for him. I just didn't think it was necessary for her to do any of that once she'd left.
I didn't really feel bad for him because he's a nice person, don't get me wrong,
Yeah, but he's not a
but
pig or a dog.
he's emotionally ignorant. Like, after what happened with a woman on the previous dinner party, and that God, there is no way a woman can turn around like how she did and believe it, or at least
I don't think he's
not jump
naive.
into it. He is naive. He's so
No,
naive.
I don't think he's naive. I think he's just foolish. Like he wanted to give her a fair chance. He wanted to just follow the rules of the
Oh,
experiment, and it obviously didn't work out because she's not a very nice person.
no, it's not about that. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. Yes, this is the political correctness of side of it. It does. What I mean to say is, you need to learn to differentiate when a girl is really into you, or she says she is into you. I don't know.
She says,
She says that, but she's not into you. Like,
yeah,
you need to know, and I don't think he knows how to know. Like, I'm telling you, you can scam Joel if you are a woman, and come back with a petty excuse, and he will be like, oh, I forgive you. He doesn't
Mm,
just understand the concept of what is emotionally true and not emotional.
I don't know. I'm not sure about that.
What do you mean by not sure about?
Like the once bitten, twice shy thing. Like, I wonder if he will just be a bit more cautious next time he's trying to enter a relationship. Not completely, but a little bit more, yeah. Because
I mean,
he had the wool pulled over his eyes so much it was almost his own bloody fleece.
it's one of those things some men just don't learn in some things, like they really want to be loved and appreciated by a beautiful woman, and any woman that shows hints at appreciation, these men will fall head over heels, like that's the pattern.
Fair enough. Take your word on.
Yeah,
That's it. That's all I. I didn't really have much today.
yeah, that's all. It's just Juliet has thrown.
She thrown all the toys out the pram, stormed off, and called names on the way.
And then Gia,
Oh,
who is,
I did feel a little bit bad for Scott because she just abandoned him. Like, oh, I'm going to the toilet, like Brooke, and then didn't return. She's going to have gone to the apartment.
yeah, I think Gia is too self-centric. I mean, there might not be anything from Scott too, but yeah, she can lie so well, because in the beginning of the episode, the way she is talking, because John is trying to probe because he has seen during the dinner party, and
Yeah, but as soon as Juliet made like a even a slight reference to the screenshots, in fact, I think the word screenshot, Scott almost giggled like a schoolgirl, and Gia sat there looking all smug, smiling.
yeah,
So she can't hide it.
she
She's
can't.
not. She's not a good liar.
No, I'm not talking about. See, she had that because the camera is not on her.
She didn't think the camera was
No,
on
I
her.
mean
She
the
thought the focus would be
spotlight.
elsewhere, but it wasn't.
No, I mean the focus was elsewhere. In a real situation, you wouldn't know to look at Scott and Gia, because if the camera is a reality show, you are getting those bits. In real life, you'll never get those bits.
I don't know,
The spotlight is when they were in the seats, and when they were in the seats, she really had.
Yeah, but if you're meaning from the perspective of the experts when they're in their seat, they have the person directly across from them, but they can see everybody else in the room. And don't forget, there's three experts. So if one doesn't clock it, one of the others might.
Yeah, but yeah, what she's very convincing. I mean, you might not have noticed it. The way I noticed it, she's really convincing.
Okay.
She's a very good liar. It's just that she's not smart enough to not get caught. All right, with that, let's end the show.
Yeah. See you next time.
See you next time.